All right. Basement Tapes 105, that 70s card show. My name's John Keating, Keating, John. I am talking about the cards in my collection, set by set, in chronological order, regardless of genre, sport, non sport, whatever. We're still in 1961, and this is a set that I absolutely love. And a lot of vintage collectors love this. And this is what happens when you kind of run out of other stuff to get, perhaps. And this is what happens when you have a monopoly, you have creativity at its finest. How do we get around the rules? How do we circumvent the obstacles that are put in our way? And Topps owned baseball players. But what they didn't own was the old timers. And this is the 1961 Golden Press set. I have the complete set. It says here I have 32 cards. There's probably 33, but I have 32 of them. Full disclosure, I often refer to this as the 1961 Golden Seals set because I grew up in the 70s and there was a Golden Golden Seals hockey team, and I collect vintage hockey cards too. So look at me. But anyway, Mike Moynihan wonders often why I say the 61 Golden Seals set. What I really mean is Golden Press from 1961. 34 cards, they tell us. 1803 is the average value, $613. Total value per Beckett OPG, $200 to $500, but it's complicated, folks. The cards in this 33 card set measure 2.5 by 3.5. The 1961 Golden Press set of full color cards features members of baseball's Hall of Fame. The cards came in a booklet with perforations for punching the cards out of the book. The catalog designation for this is W524. The price for the full book intact is double the complete set price listed. Some collectors believe that the 3 cards which appear on the cover are more difficult to obtain in high-graded third-party professional graded condition than the other cards in the set. So let me look at my fancy glosser here. W tells us that these are recent album cards. So W401 on tells us that they are recent album cards. Of course, this is W524. Sorry, I was not ready with that information previously. Let's look at the top cards in this set before we dig a little deeper into this. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Hannes Wagner are your top cards. Apparently, I'm missing the album, which is understandable. I've had the opportunity to buy that album, but I will only buy it for the price that's right. And apparently, I'm missing Eddie Collins, which makes no sense to me. I'm quite sure I have it in there. In fact, I should probably go over and look, and I'll do that. Writing a note down, 1961 Golden Press, Eddie Collins. I will check my box out, as the kids say, on prom night. And over there, I'm a simple man. I keep most of my stuff in boxes, 5-row, 4-row, whatever, depending on the year. I have some stuff in albums, but I'll go check it out over there. And maybe I'll report back. Maybe I'll let the mystery be, as Iris Dement would say. Let's go over to TCDB. Again, 1961 Golden Press Hall of Fame baseball stars. These are the old timers, folks. And when I say old timers, I say baseball's classics, great players, the people that laid the groundwork, dead ball people, live ball people, golden age of baseball people, pre-war, post-war, during the war. All sorts of people were involved in this, but of course, no contemporary players as of 1961. Teams represented include the Boston Braves, the Boston Red Sox, the Brooklyn Dodgers, the Chicago Cubs, the Cleveland Indians, the Detroit Tigers, New York Giants, New York Yankees, Philadelphia Athletics, and Philadelphia Phillies, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the St. Louis Browns, the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Washington Senators. Hall of Famers? Ha ha ha, there's 33 of them. Fooled you, they're all Hall of Famers, folks. There isn't one in here that is not a Hall of Famer. So they're all there, all 33 of them, plus Eddie Collins, apparently. Comments. Composer Mike tells us these cards, though originally found intact within a booklet, can be found without much creasing or tears. The perforated edges give examples a unique look. A low card count and mass distribution makes it affordable set to complete. R.W. Bradley tells us, I just picked up a few of these, and since it is a small set and the images are nicely vintage, I may try to complete it. Also, it has a group of pretty decent players. It says decent players if you are reading at home. So, also, it has a group of pretty decent players. I'm sorry. Uh, unless you do not like Hall of Famers. Lucy Marks has obtained this set recently and really enjoyed. Great eye appeal. Packaging. Well, here's the book. If you haven't seen the book, this is the book. It's gorgeous. It says Baseball Stars 33 punch out trading cards, full color pictures of baseball's greatest players. Interesting facts about each player and his lifetime records. Golden Fun Time trading cards. And on the cover is Mel Ott, Grover Cleveland Alexander, I didn't mean to effeminate him, and Babe Ruth, who's a pitcher / outfielder. Published by Golden Press, New York, copyright 1961 by Golden Press. All rights are reserved, printed in the USA. And then we see the players in there, and these are painted pictures of portraits and just classic stuff. There's not a dud in the bunch, if you ask me. I think they're absolutely brilliant, gorgeous, all that fun stuff. Let's see here. Let's go to the gallery, and I think we'll spend a little time on this. Card number 1, Mel Ott, is absolutely amazing. And Mel Ott stood about 4'6", wet, as they say, and he's reaching up above him for a ball in his little oven mitt that he's wearing. He's playing the outfield, and he's obviously at spring training. But gorgeous colors painted on here. Again, black and white photography embellished with the paints. All that stuff. So that's card one. Card number 2, Grover Cleveland Alexander. The names and the ranks are listed here. No teams are listed on the fronts of the cards. Babe Ruth, classic swing there. Most likely spring training. Hank Greenberg, Bill Terry in an empty batting practice situation. Carl Hubble is looks like he's at the Polo Grounds, and there's World Series banners fluttering. Perhaps it's opening day. I don't know. Rogers Hornsby is taking some cuts with his ball glove in his back pocket. Dizzy Dean warming up on the sidelines. Joe DiMaggio, boy, what a great pose that is. That's him getting ready for a pitch. Charlie Gehringer is sliding into a base. I'm trying to figure out here what the physics is because the base, I don't know what base he is sliding into, truth be told. So maybe one of you sleuths can figure that out because I've wasted too much energy already. Gabby Hartnett looks like he's in Wrigley Field wearing his cap and ready to receive some pitches. Mickey Cochran, another freaky D card there. We have our chest protector, our crotch guard, our shin guards, our mask in our one hand, and our glove in the other. George Sisler swinging away at batting practice. Joe Cronin, he's a shortstop. He is fielding some balls. Pie Trainer, ready to go. Luke Gehrig says, I got 3, 4, maybe 12 bats in my hand, but I'm happy to be here. And I'm the luckiest man alive. Lefty Grove, the greatest left-handed pitcher in Philadelphia history, is warming up in spring training. In the Grove, it looks like. And then we have Chief Bender wearing that beautiful ball cap for the Philadelphia Athletics. He's warming up with some umpires in the back. Frankie Frisch in the dugout. Al Simmons, he's bucket foot, and he is swinging away, most likely at batting practice. And there is a camera on a tripod set up off in the distance to capture all the glory that old Bucketfoot is about to dump on that stadium full of wonderful baseball fans. Home Run Baker, he's ready to go. It looks like he is set up in a field in front of some agricultural equipment. I'm sure it's a batting practice net, but it sure does look like he's ready to water the craps, as they say. Jimmy Fox, again, his name misspelled, again in the wrong uniform, wearing a Red Sox hat, and somehow there's bats strewn behind him. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Looks like a bench clear riot situation, but Jimmy Fox has got it under control. John McGraw pointing off into the distance in his classic Giants uniform. Says third base, but he clearly is beyond his playing days, judging by the color of his hair. Christy Mathewson, man, what more can you say about that gentleman? Ty Cobb swinging away at batting practice as well. Most likely a double in the gap. Dazzy Vance for the Brooklyn Superbas and or Dodgers is warming up and throwing the baseball laboriously, as they say. Bill Dickey is dressed in his eyes wide shut outfit, and he is catching a ball that is way up in the air there. Eddie Collins has his glove in his back. He's ready to travel at any time. You want me to hit? You want me to field? He's ready to go. He's dressed as a Chicago White Sox right there, oddly enough. Walter Johnson, of course, the big train, Barney. Boy, wouldn't want to face him. Tris Speaker, card number 30. We're getting there, folks. 31 is Nap Lajoie, dressed in his Philadelphia Athletics pinstriped uniform. And Hannes Wagner, your shortstop for the Pittsburgh Pirates, is hitting a ball that looks like it will never, ever land. And Cy Young brings up the rear with card number 33. Let's get right in the middle of this thing. Let's go to the card I don't have logged right now, but I know I have. I promise I have. And where is old Eddie Collins? We talked about him in a minute here. I got to find Eddie Collins. Oh, I'm all over the place here, folks. I'm lost. All right, Eddie Collins, card number 28. Edward T. Collins, Eddie, 1906 to 1930, Chicago or Philadelphia, Chicago AL. Eddie Collins left Columbia University in 1906 to play for Connie Mack's Philadelphia Athletics. He retired in 1930 after a record-breaking 25 years in the game. As a member of Mack's famous $100,000 infield, Collins played in 4 World Series, batting .429 in the 1910 series and .421 in the 1913 Classic. Traded to the Chicago White Sox, he batted .409 in the 1917 series. In modern times, only Ty Cobb has exceeded Collins' total of 744 bases. His 3,313 hits make Collins a member of the select 3,000 hit club. Lifetime record, 25 years. Tells us his games, his at-bats, his runs, his hits, his home runs, his RBIs, his stolen bases, and his percentage, which is known now as a BA, elected to the Hall of Fame in 1939. So this is a classic set of cards for the vintage freaks like myself who really love the old timers. They call that a May to September romance, perhaps, although I'm getting pretty old myself. So anyway, beautiful cards, the 1961 Golden Press Hall of Fame baseball stars. And of course, we learned that these are the W. Let's see what the W is. The W524 for early albums or recent album cards, and according to the American Card Catalog. So that's it. Basement Tapes 105, the 1961 Golden Press set for your enjoyment.